to the president's comments on the Russia investigation and the Mueller report. The president railed against the investigation and was furious about the lives he said had been ruined. Watch.
The Russia witch hunt was a plan by those who lost the election to try and illegally regain power by framing innocent Americans, many of them. They suffered with an elaborate hoax.
One person who's been caught up in the investigation, former Trump campaign communications advisor Michael Caputo. He claims his life has been a living hell since the election. In a piece out today in Politico, he writes, quote, "I had a tooth knocked out by Antifa at the president's inauguration after a televised congressional hearing, during which my wife was mentioned. A man made a credible threat to burn down my house with my children inside. I lost most of my clients, lost staff, closed offices, nearly lost our home, drained my children's college fund, and struggled to pay the smallest bills." So with the Mueller investigation over, will Caputo and his colleagues be able to rebuild? Joining me now, former Trump campaign communications advisor, the Michael Caputo. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Kennedy. It's nice to see you.
So it's interesting because, you know, we talk about the investigation. We talk about the $25 million that has been spent on the Mueller report with special counsel. But what we don't talk enough about are the people who are constantly subpoenaed, those who go before the grand jury, those who have just been issued congressional subpoenas to testify. And you said you're not going to do it because every time you're asked to do that, it costs you $20,000 to $30,000. That really adds up.
It does. And, you know, I live out in far western New York. I live in a village with, 1,700 houses. You know, I don't make Washington money or New York money. I don't want to. I live a peaceful life. You know, I used to be in Washington, spent a lot of time in New York. I've known the president for a long time. But, you know, I tried to get out of him a little while ago and kind of walk the earth like Caine in Kung Fu, right? But didn't work out so well, you know. I joined the president's campaign in 2015, and I left before the election was over. But, you know, because I spent time in Russia in my past, in the 90s I lived in Russia. I was sent there by the Clinton administration to meddle in Russia's elections. I was there for 7 years. But because of that and because I've known the president a while, I kind of fell into the jackpot of this thing, only as a witness. And I think it's important to know that there's probably about 50, original Trump people who go way back with the president, true believers in the America First agenda, early MAGA people who all of us, about 50 of us, and the kids and the wives and kids and husbands, all got caught up in this. And, I may speak out a little bit more than most of them because a lot of them just want this all to go away.
Yeah.
But a lot of people lost jobs. And I know one family where both the mother and the father lost the job. Everybody lost business. And people lost really, appointments to the president's senior staff, like, assistant secretary level of major departments. It really decimated a lot of lives.
Yes, it's interesting. But what does the Mueller report and what we know of it so far do to those of you who have been fighting this fight, this very real legal struggle to clear your names and, those who are testifying on behalf of the president? Where is your life now?
Well, it's my life, my family's life, my wife's, my children's lives. They've all been, we've had them on pause for 2 years while we put every resource, every dollar, every minute into these bogus Russia investigations, House, Senate, Mueller. And we watched as we've all been derided and torn down and called traitors. I mean, I served in the United States Army Infantry. I served overseas for my country, and I get called a traitor by somebody, completely far left. It's infuriating. It's really disturbing in a lot of ways. And I'm a witness. Forget about the people who were subjects or targets of this investigation.
That's a good point, because there is a distinction between those three categories who were wrapped up in the investigation. So has Russia learned their lesson, and have we?
Well, I've said from the very beginning that Russia's been meddling in our election. They meddle in elections all around the world. I know the Russians very well. We also meddle in elections in a different way. But the Russians were trying to monkey with our elections, and they managed to do it. And I got to believe that Vladimir Putin thinks it's the wisest investment he's ever made in active measures, because we all played right into his hands. I suspect they're quite happy with what they've accomplished. They've learned a lot, and they're going to redeploy it. The question is, just like the question was in 2016 at the end of Obama's administration, what are we going to do about it? And the one thing we shouldn't be doing is tearing each other up and ripping people apart and leaving people like on the side of the road like roadkill when it's all over.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you talk about the collateral damage of those who have been loyal to the president, but also I do think we have to look at our priorities. Should we be tackling the Russian threat head on, or should we be trying to subversively take down a duly elected American president, whether or not you like him?
Right.
That is wrong. Michael Caputo, thank you so much for your time.